The first game we're going to talk about is the Thursday night football game with the Los Angeles Rams against the Minnesota Vikings. We're looking at a -3 spread for the Vikings, which is the away team at DraftKings, and a +3 for the Rams. Let's take a look at the stats here. I actually thought it would be wider for the spread, but -3 in my brain, but I don't always bet that way because my brain tends to let me down when I bet. Let's look at this. We had 29 points per game in the last four for the Vikings, only 21 for the Rams. Rams giving up 21.8 in the last game on defense. They're getting a little better on that side of the ball, but they haven't played a lot of good teams either. Passing yards down for the Rams, which is not surprising considering they're still missing two of the best wide receivers. Passing yards is normal for the Vikings at 206. Vikings are giving up quite a bit at 276 in the air, and Rams only giving up 205. A lot of that Vikings 276 in the air is Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions that really killed them when they blitzed, making it really hard on that passing defense for the Vikings. Passing yards per attempt, 8.2 for the Vikings, which is really good. The 10th place is 7.9. So both teams, um, well, no. Yeah, 7.9 for the 10th place or higher, and 7.2 for the average for the league. The Rams are sitting right at 7.2 for the last four game average. And the defense is giving up 7.5 for the Rams. And the exact same thing for the Vikings at 7.5. Vikings offense obviously is a little better for the passing. Rushing yards per attempt, both teams' offense is 4.3, and Vikings giving up 4.9, which that raised for the Lions game too. Rams are 4.3, a little better on that rushing defense. And let's go to points per play. We got 2.3 for the Rams, 2.7 for the Vikings, pretty close. 2.9 for the defense for the Rams, and 1.9 for the Vikings. Vikings doing better in the red zone. They're good at blitzing in the red zone, and it has really worked for them. So if they can keep that up, they should be able to cover the spread, it looks like. But if we go to total expected points, it's 8.4 for the Vikings last four and -2.4 for the Rams. That would give you a 10.8 spread, or 10.5, 11. And that is way bigger than that 5-point margin in the spread. So I will be taking the Vikings. I'm going to buy a half a point here and take it down to -2.5 just because the Rams are home. Then if we scroll over here to the game cards, we have a winning percent chance of 34.2 for the Rams and a 65.8 for the Vikings. And then points per game when they mix offense and defense together, we're looking at a 4-point spread towards the Vikings. And if we look at the cards here, we got mostly green besides the passing yards in the game. Um, Vikings should be able to pull this one off, but they are away. But if the defense can get their blitzes to the quarterback, which I think they'll be able to do because the Rams' offensive line is nothing like the Detroit Lions, and that's what the Vikings struggled with in their last game. The Lions have maybe the top 3 offensive line. They might even be the best, so they can pick up those blitzes a lot better. And the Rams are down a couple offensive linemen still, so they're going to struggle with those blitzes. But that is the game here. I'm going to bet them, as I said, at -2.5. I'm going to buy that half point for the Vikings. My name is Jordy. This is Betman Sports Betting, and I'll see you in the next video.